so we're ready to resume, Mr. Guy.
Thank you, sir. Tommy Stornes.
Tommy Stornes, please. Good afternoon, Mr. Stornes. If you'll come all the way up to the front for me, please, sir. And if you'll raise your right hand, the clerk's going to administer the oath, please.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, Mr. Stornes, if you come right around this way, the bailiff will show you where your seat is. And just get comfortable and get up close to that microphone. Be sure and speak loudly so we into the microphone so we can hear you, all right?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Guy, go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. If you'd please tell the members of the jury your name.
My name is Tommy Stornes.
Mr. Stornes, do you live here in Jacksonville?
Yes, I do.
And approximately how long have you lived in Jacksonville?
Since 2009.
How old are you?
I am 20.
And on November 23rd, 2012, how old were you?
I was 19.
You know a person named Tevin Thompson?
Yes, sir.
And about how long have you known that person?
At this time now, about 17 months.
All right. And are you and Tevin Thompson close friends?
At the time we were. At this moment today, we're a little more separate.
Okay. You were closer back in November of 2012?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you also know a person named Leland Brunson?
Yes, sir.
How did you meet that person?
Through Tevin.
And were you ever close to Leland Brunson?
No.
All right. Did you also meet a person named Jordan Davis?
Yes, sir.
How did you meet Jordan Davis?
Through Tevin Thompson.
And were you ever close to Jordan Davis?
No.
All right. Turning your attention then to the month of November 2012, who did you live with at that time?
My aunt, Lily Billingsley.
And what part of town did you and your aunt live in November of 2012?
We lived downtown Jacksonville.
Specifically, let me turn your attention to Friday, November 23rd, 2012. Do you remember that day?
Yes, sir.
Did you see Jordan Davis that day?
Yes, sir.
How was it that you came into contact with Jordan Davis?
He called Tevin to see if we wanted to go to the mall.
And did you and Tevin Thompson agree to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did you pick up Jordan Davis?
Yes, sir.
From where did you pick up Jordan Davis?
From Jordan's house.
And was Jordan Davis with anyone when you picked him up?
Yes, Leland Brunson.
And do you recall the exact time that you would have picked them up?
No, I do not.
Was it still daylight?
Yes, sir.
All right. And where was it that Jordan Davis lived? What part of town?
It was the south side.
All right. How were the four of you traveling that afternoon?
In my red Dodge Durango.
And who was driving?
I was.
How many doors does your Dodge Durango have?
4.
Let me ask you to look at your monitor. Do you see State's Exhibit 43?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
is that your Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
In November of 2012, did either of the rear seat windows on the Durango work on their own?
No, sir.
Could they be controlled?
Yes, sir.
How?
From the driver door.
All right, let me show you States 48. Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That is my driver door.
And does that contain the control buttons that you would use to lower either of the rear windows?
Yes, sir.
Where did the four of you go, that is you, Tevin Thompson, Jordan Davis, and Leland Brunson, after you picked them up?
We went to the town center mall.
And what was the purpose of the four of you going to the town center?
To hang out.
All right. Did the four of you stay together while you were at the town center?
Yes, sir.
Did Jordan Davis see anyone that he knew while you were at the town center?
Yes, sir.
Who was that?
Jordan seen his girlfriend.
Did you know her?
No, sir.
And did the four of you leave? Let me ask you this. Do you recall where Jordan Davis ran into his girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
Where was that?
It was Urban Outfitters.
That's a store there at the town center?
Yes, sir.
Did all four of you leave the town center together? That is yourself, Tevin Thompson, Leland Brunson, and Jordan Davis.
Yes, sir.
And did you leave again in your Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
When the four of you left the town center, were there discussions about where you were going next?
Yes, sir.
And where was that?
The Avenues Mall.
Who was driving the Dodge Durango when you left the town center?
I was.
And where was Tevin Thompson seated?
He was seated in the front passenger seat,
Where was Jordan Davis seated?
in the rear right passenger,
And where was Leland Brunson seated?
in the rear left behind me.
Did you all stop before getting to the Avenues Mall?
Yes, sir.
Where did you stop?
At the Gate gas station on South Side Bay Meadows,
Okay, and why did you stop there?
for gum and cigarettes.
Were you familiar with that gate station?
Yes, sir.
Had you been to that gate station before that date?
Yes, sir.
All right. And relative to the store itself, where did you park?
The second parking space to the left of the entrance.
All right. Were you facing the entrance?
Yes, sir.
All right. And by that, I mean, were you facing the store?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And you pulled into a parking space?
Yes, sir.
All right. When you parked at the gate gas station, was there anybody to the immediate space on your right side or the passenger side?
No, sir.
Did you get out of the car after you parked?
Yes, sir.
Did anyone go with you?
No.
Where did you go?
I went to the store.
Was music playing in the Durango when you got out to go into the store?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell the members of the jury what type of stereo system you had in your car.
I have two 12-inch subwoofers in the back of my car with an amplifier.
All right, and where specifically are those in the car?
All the way in the rear, in the
All
trunk
right.
part of the vehicle.
And in which direction do they face?
Towards the hatch door.
Okay, towards the back of the car?
Yes, sir.
All right. Were any of the windows in the Dodge Durango down when you pulled into the gate station?
Yes, sir.
And whose window was that?
It was Jordan's.
And do you recall who lowered Jordan Davis's window?
I did.
All right. And when did you do that?
On the way to the gas station.
When the four of you were riding around that afternoon, early evening, and even at the gate gas station, what was Jordan Davis's demeanor like that day?
He was calm. I mean, like any other time that I've seen him, you know,
How about Leland Brunson
the same,
and Tevin Thompson?
the same,
And what was your demeanor like that day?
the same. We were just all, you know, hanging out.
While you were inside the store, did you hear anything from outside the store that caught your attention?
No.
What did you do while you were in the gate gas station?
I went to use the bathroom and I bought the cigarettes and gum.
Do you recall exactly how long you were in the store?
No, but it was a short period of time.
All right. Was it just long enough to use the restroom and buy those items?
Yes, sir.
After you bought the gum and cigarettes, did you go back out to the Durango?
Yes, sir.
When you walked back to the Durango, did you notice any cars parked near your truck that weren't there when you went into the store?
I was not paying attention, sir.
Were there any cars on the passenger side of your car when you got back into the Durango?
Yes, sir.
And you recall what model or type of car that was?
Yes, it was a sedan,
All right. You recall what color it was?
black vehicle.
Do you recall how close the black sedan was parked next to your Dodge Durango?
I know it was fairly close. It was close enough to where if my door was open, it would hit his car.
And what did you do when you got back to the Durango?
I opened the door. I danced a little bit to the song that was playing. I opened the gum and got in the car.
And when you got in the Durango, did anything catch your attention?
Yes, Tevin told me, hey, let's go.
And when Tevin Thompson said that, what did you do?
I looked towards him, and that's when, you know, I started to motion to get ready to leave. And when I looked towards him, that's when everything started to fold out.
Okay. And Tevin Thompson is seated next to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, on your right side. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you look at him. Tell the jury what you saw.
I seen Michael Dunn's mouth move, and I seen his gun come up.
All right. And you said the name Michael Dunn. Did you know anyone at that time named Michael Dunn?
No, sir.
Have you since learned his name?
Yes, sir.
All right. You said you saw his mouth move. Could you hear what he was saying?
No, sir.
And you said you saw a gun. What was the person you identified as Michael Dunn? Was he driving the car?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did you see that person do with the gun?
I seen him pull it up and point it towards my car.
And you could not hear what he was saying at that time?
No, sir.
All right. Did you ever say anything to that person that was pointing the gun?
No.
Did you hear Leland Brunson say anything to him?
No, sir.
Or Tevin Thompson?
No, sir.
Did you hear Jordan Davis threaten that person
No.
at any time?
No, sir.
Did you ever see Jordan Davis threaten him?
No, sir.
Did you see or notice anything in Jordan Davis's hands when you got back in the truck?
No, sir.
Did you see or hear Jordan Davis ever attempt to get out of the Durango?
No, sir.
And when you got back in the car, did you hear or see Leland Brunson threaten the driver of the other car, the black sedan, in any way?
No, sir.
Did you hear or see Tevin Thompson threaten the driver?
No, sir.
Did you threaten the driver?
No, sir.
Did you have any weapons of any kind in the Dodge Durango?
No, sir.
All right. Did you see where the driver got the gun from?
No.
Where was it when you first saw it?
Pointing at me.
And what color was it?
I remember seeing black and silver.
All right, let me ask you to look at your monitor. States 113. Does that look like the firearm that you saw in the hand of the driver?
Yes, sir.
And what did the driver do with the gun after you looked at it?
To my recollection, he started to fire because at that point is when I knew that I was in danger and I had to get away. So I started to back out of my parking space.
All right. Do you know where the gun was pointed when it was first fired?
No.
But you heard it fire?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then your reaction was to do what?
To try and get away.
And how did you do that?
I threw my car in reverse.
Did the gunshots continue as you backed up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how far did you back up?
Just enough for me to drive away without hitting anything.
And what did you do after you backed up?
I drove, I guess, left towards the plaza.
All right, and were you driving in reverse or forward now?
Forward.
All right, did you hear additional gunshots as you were driving forward?
Yes.
Did you hear any gunshots strike the car?
I remember hearing glass shatter.
And how did you feel when you were driving away, being shot at, and you heard the glass shatter?
I mean, I was in a panic, just scared.
Where did you go when you pulled forward?
When I pulled forward, I went into the plaza connected to the gate parking lot.
Did you drive all the way through the plaza?
No, sir.
And why did you stop?
To check on and see if everyone was okay.
Okay, let me show you states number 1. Have you seen that before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you press on that screen, it'll make a mark. You got to
Okay.
press hard. Can you circle, first of all, where the gate gas station is? All right, Judge, just for record purposes, the witness has circled appears to be a structure towards the right side of the screen. Mr. Stornes, can you show the jury approximately where you were parked when you initially parked at the gate gas station? Okay, and that's to the left of the entrance.
Yes, sir.
All right, now show them, if you would, by drawing it, how you backed up, where you backed up, and where you went. All right, and is that the area where the line ends? Is that the approximate area where you stopped?
Yes, sir.
All right. When you stopped the Durango, did you try to see where the black car was that had been shooting at you?
Yes, sir.
Where did you look?
In my rearview mirror.
Did you see the black car when you looked in your rearview mirror?
No, sir.
Did you try to check on the status of everybody else in the car?
Yes, sir.
How did you do that?
I called everyone's name.
When you called Tevin Thompson's name, did he respond?
Yes, sir.
When you called Leland Brunson's name, did he respond?
Yes, sir.
When you called Jordan Davis's name, did he respond?
No, sir.
Did you look back into the back seat when Jordan Davis didn't respond?
Yes, sir.
And how was Jordan Davis positioned?
Against Leland?
Against Leland?
Yes.
Like leaning on him?
Yes, sir.
Was Jordan Davis making any sounds at that time?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
He was gasping for air.
Was Jordan Davis moving in any way?
No, sir.
Did you get out of the Durango when Jordan Davis didn't respond?
Yes, sir.
Judge, yeah, is that?
Water. Yeah, can we hang a minute, and can we get one of the jurors some water? Let one of the bailiffs get it, Mr. Stroller, thank you very much.
Mr. Stornes, I believe you said you got out of the Durango when you stopped in the plaza. Why did you get out?
To check on everyone and to see the vehicle, see like, basically try and see like if it was, I don't know, real, or see what happened. I don't know, just my first reaction was trying to get out and check on people.
And did you go all the way around the Durango when you got out?
Yes, sir.
What did you see when you got out and went around the Durango?
I seen bullet holes in my car
Where?
on the passenger side.
Do you recall whether or not you opened any of the doors, the rear doors, when you got out?
No, I do not recall whether I did or not.
And what did you see, or what did you do after seeing Jordan Davis and seeing the bullet holes in the passenger side of the car?
I ran back around the car and got in the driver's seat and backed up to the gate gas station.
Did you get all the way back to the gate gas station?
Yes, sir.
And when you were driving back to the gate gas, did you call 911 that evening at some point?
Yes, sir.
And did you get through to them?
No.
Where were you when you tried to call 911, if you recall?
I do not recall exactly where I was when I...
To the gate gas station.
I guess I felt like it was the closest place for help, and it's the most lit place, so it was I guess it was the place that rung a light bulb in my head to go.
And when you got back to the gate gas station, did you park the car again?
Yes, sir.
And where, generally?
On the left side of the entrance.
All right.
of
Were
the
you again
gate.
facing the store?
Yes, sir.
When you stopped your car back at the gate gas station, did you get out of the Durango?
Yes, sir.
And where did you go first?
I walked around the front of the vehicle to the vehicle that was to the right of mine.
And why did you do that?
I was asking if anyone had called the police, and just in a panic.
Did you see Jordan Davis?
Outside the vehicle?
Yes, when you were outside.
No.
All right. Did you check on Jordan Davis at that point?
Yes.
How?
I went to check and see if he had a pulse.
And what did you find?
I did not feel one.
When you went to check on Jordan Davis, did you notice anyone else calling 911 or appear to be calling 911?
No, sir.
Did people come over to the Durango to offer help?
Yes, sir.
And did people take Jordan Davis out of the car?
Yes, sir.
And did you see those people do anything to Jordan Davis after he was out of the car?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Give CPR.
At some point, did police officers arrive with rescue?
Yes, sir.
And were you directed into the gate store itself?
Yes, sir.
And were Tevin Thompson and Leland Brunson also directed into the store?
Yes, sir.
Were there also civilians who were asked to come into the store?
Yes, sir.
From the gate station, were you taken to the police memorial building in downtown Jacksonville?
Yes, sir.
And how did you get there?
In a police car.
Were you transported downtown with Leland Brunson and Tevin Thompson?
Yes, sir.
And were you interviewed by homicide detectives when you got downtown?
Yes, sir.
When you spoke with the homicide detectives, were you with either Leland Brunson or Tevin Thompson?
When I was interviewed, no.
Okay, y'all were interviewed separately.
Yes, sir.
All right. Were you interviewed with any other witness in the room?
No, sir.
All right. During your interview with the detectives, did they show you a series of photographs?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to positively identify the driver of the other car from that series of photographs?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
You identified a single person?
Well, I narrowed down to 2 photos.
Okay. Did you kind of tell the detectives which 2 photos you had selected?
Yes, sir.
All right. Before the detectives showed you photographs, did they give you instructions on how to read that photo spread?
Yes, sir.
And did you actually sign that document?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Stornes, in November 2012, were you on felony probation?
Yes, sir.
And what level crime were you on probation for?
A 3rd-degree felony.
As part of your probation, did you have a curfew?
Yes, sir.
And what, did you have an evening curfew?
Yes, sir.
What time were you supposed to be at home?
7 o'clock p.m.
All right, so every night at 7 o'clock you were supposed to be inside your residence?
Yes, sir.
All right, and this occurred after 7 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did that violation come to the attention of your probation officer?
Yes, sir.
And what was done with your probation as a result of you being out past 7 o'clock on November 23rd, 2012?
My probation was continued.
Did you ever go before a judge as a result of that violation?
No, sir.
To your knowledge, did anybody from the state attorney's office or the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office help you or attempt to help you in getting your probation continued?
No, sir.
Did you ever ask anyone from the state attorney's office or the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to help you get your probation continued?
No, sir.
Did you complete your probation?
Yes, sir.
And when was that?
August of 2013.
All right, let me ask you to look at your monitor. Sir, would you clear that for me? Thank you so much. States number 9. Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Does that appear to be where you parked the Dodge Durango when you drove back to the gate station?
Yes, sir.
And States 21, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Does States 21 depict the area where Jordan Davis's body was laid after he was removed from the Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
States 22, let me back up. In States 21, do you see the tan jacket or clothing, whatever it is, on
Yes,
the
sir.
floor, on the ground? In States 22, is that a close-up of that?
Yes.
Whose jacket is that?
That is mine.
Okay, did you have it on that evening?
No, sir.
Where was it?
It was in the back seat of my car.
States 24, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
And what is that?
That is Jordan Davis's wallet.
Is that a photograph of Jordan Davis?
Yes, sir.
States 26, do you recognize that as being the driver's seat area of your Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
And is that the way it appeared when you got out of it, when you pulled back into the gate gas station?
Yes, sir.
In States 49, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That is the inside of my car.
And is that the way it appeared on the evening of November 23rd, 2012?
Yes, sir.
All right. States 36, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Is that the bullet holes or some of the bullet holes that you saw when you circled your car in the plaza?
Yes, sir.
In States 51, you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Do your speakers, those 12-inch, I guess you call them subwoofers or
Yes,
something
sir.
like that, do they appear in that photograph?
Yes, sir.
Can you circle those for the jury? The record should reflect that he circled 2 objects in the car. Those other items in the car, are those yours?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it was your car.
Yes, sir.
Your basketball shoes,
Yes, sir.
your clothes?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Stornes, do you see something yellow in that photograph, States 51, up on towards the upper left-hand corner?
Yes, sir.
You know what that is?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That is a Carnival Cruise Cup.
A what?
A Carnival Cruise Cup.
Okay. Had someone been on a Carnival cruise?
Yes, my aunt. We have a lot of Carnival Cruise Cups at our house.
Okay. Let me ask you, prior to this trial beginning, were you advised not to speak with any other witness in the case?
Yes, sir.
And have you spoken to any other witness in the case?
No, sir.
All right. Did you watch a portion of this trial yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Tell the members of the jury what portion of the trial you watched yesterday.
I remember seeing the opening statements. I seen Aaliyah. I remember seeing the African American looking woman that worked at the gas station, and I remember seeing one other man that had walked out of the front of the gas station.
All right. When you saw Aaliyah, as you called her, did you recognize her as being the young woman that you had run into with Jordan Davis on the night of November 23rd, 2012?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you recognize any other people that you saw testify?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time I would ask to, can I ask to approach?
Yes.
Mr. Stornes, let me show you states 166. Is your signature on there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is that the form that you were read or that was read to you, either one, when you looked at the photographs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you sign it acknowledging that you understood the instructions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is it dated?
Yes.
What's the date on it?
11/24/12.
All right. So that was shown to you after midnight?
Yes.
All right. Judge, if I could publish one more exhibit, it's a portion of the gate videotape, and I apologize, I don't have the number. Ms. Corey, do you have the number of the gate videotape?
$169 maybe? I think it's 169. Okay,
I believe it's 168.
all right.
If you play that for me, Ms. Waldo. Mr. Stornes, we just played a portion of a videotape. Do you recognize anybody in that videotape?
Yes, sir.
Who was that? Who was that?
Me.
Okay, is that you at the counter on the night of November 23rd, 2012?
Yes, sir.
When you were buying the gum and cigarettes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Judge, that's all I have.
Mr. Stroller?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stornes, real briefly, you were told by the state attorney's office not to discuss your testimony with witnesses, correct?
Yes, sir.
And not to discuss other witness testimony with yourself, correct?
Could you repeat the question, please?
You were told not to discuss your testimony with other witnesses, true?
Yes.
And you were also told by the state attorney's office not to have other witnesses talk to you about their testimony. Isn't that true?
Yes.
All right. But yesterday you took it upon yourself to watch the proceedings on the computer, didn't you?
Yes, I did see.
You also watched witnesses, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
All right. So basically, it was just like you were sitting in the front row, wasn't it? Did you not get
I wouldn't
a
say.
front row view?
Yes, parts.
All right. And you got to watch what witnesses testified to, correct?
Parts, yes.
And even though you were told by the state attorney's office not to, is that correct?
I was told by the state attorney's office not to talk to people about the case. I didn't know that I could not follow what was going on.
So basically, you wanted to play a technicality, right?
Sustained.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Stornes. You were on probation the night this happened, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you had a curfew, did you not?
Yes, sir.
And the curfew was 7 o'clock, was it not?
Yes, sir.
And you intentionally violated that curfew by being out. Isn't that true?
I didn't intentionally violate, no, sir.
All right. When we played that video, it was about 7:38, 7:39 at night, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, did somebody force you to drive to the gate gas station?
No, sir.
Did Jordan Davis force you to go to the mall?
No, sir.
Did Leland Brunson force you to go to the mall?
No, sir.
Did Tevin Thompson coerce you to go to the mall?
No, sir.
Did they coerce you to stay there past 7 o'clock?
No, sir.
And yet you knew you were on probation, right?
Yes, sir.
And you were leaving one mall to go to another mall, weren't you?
We were in the discussion of whether they wanted to go to the mall or go home. I had decided that I was going home.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. You were the only one who owned a car, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are you going to do, drop him off at the mall
Yes.
and then go home?
Yes, sir.
But it was already 7:40 at night when you bought gum and cigarettes, right?
Yes, sir.
And you remember everyone talking in the car about let's go get gum so we can go talk to girls at the other mall.
Jordan expressed that our breath stink, and I smoke cigarettes myself. So when he said that, I knew that my breath probably stinks. So that was my reason for getting the gum.
And isn't it true you smoke when you drink alcohol, sir?
Yes, sir.
And you're addicted to cigarettes, isn't that true?
No, sir.
All right. Did you buy cigarettes that night?
Yes, sir.
Were you drinking that night?
No, sir.
Were you smoking any marijuana that night?
No, sir.
Now, a violation was filed, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you told the Department of Corrections, your probation office, that you left the mall at 6:30. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And that's not true, is it?
To my recollection at that time, it was true.
All right. Are you saying to this jury that it takes an hour and 10 minutes to drive from the town center mall to the gate gas station?
No, sir.
How can that be true then?
No, I'm saying that I thought it was 6:30. I thought it was around 6:30 when I left the mall, but it was not. The police report said that it was after 7 when everything happened. That's how I got my violation. To my recollection, I thought it was before 7 when everything happened.
All right. And basically, they knew that you were a witness in the Michael Dunn case, didn't they?
Who, my probation?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You told them that, right?
I never told them that I was a witness, but I mean, they would assume since I was involved in what
And it was
happened.
highly publicized, was it not?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, even though you said your probation got continued, that's not really a consequence, is it? You weren't up for early termination, were you?
I had the option of early termination upon full payment of restitution.
But that doesn't have to do with violating curfew, does it?
No.
And did you early term your probation?
Did I early terminate?
Yes.
No, sir.
Right. And that's because of the restitution issue wasn't paid. It has nothing to do with the violation. Isn't that true?
Can you repeat the question, please?
You just said you had the option of early term if you paid restitution.
Yes,
you
sir.
didn't do that, did you?
No, sir.
That had nothing to do with your violation. You suffered absolutely zero consequences in Duval County for violating your probation. Isn't that true?
To my recollection, their consequences was continuing my probation. So whatever their consequences was, that was my consequence.
Well, weren't you already on probation?
Yes, sir.
Didn't you have to continue probation until you paid restitution?
Yes, sir.
you
Well, I
didn't
had to
do that.
continue probation until my probation was ended or I paid restitution.
And when did it end?
August 2013.
Right. So you didn't have to do community service, did you?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
I meant for the violation, sir.
No, sir.
Right. You didn't get picked up on a violation of probation warrant and have to go to the jail, did you?
No.
You didn't even have to hire an attorney, did you?
I already had an attorney.
Well, you didn't even have to step into court then, did you?
No, sir.
Did you call your attorney and then say, hey, this is what happened and it was to me? Can you go tell the judge?
No.
Right. So you never even had to seek out an attorney. You never even stepped foot in a court to answer to your violation of probation. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And your probation officer knew that you were a state's witness in this case, didn't they?
Yes, sir.
Now, isn't it true you called 911 at 7:40? Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And you told Mr. Guy that you couldn't get through. Is that what your testimony today?
I didn't say that I couldn't get through. I said that I didn't get through.
Okay. And isn't it true you hung up after 1 second?
Yes, sir.
So it's not that you didn't get through. You chose to call 911 and hang up. True.
When I called 911, Tevin was already on the phone with the police, so I hung up.
And this was at 7:40 p.m.
I believe so, yes.
All right. You're talking seconds after the shooting happened. Is that correct?
If it was seconds, I don't know if that was seconds after the shooting happened.
Well, you just saw a portion of the video. Did you look at the time on the bottom?
No, sir.
So do you have any time, the exact minute and second, the shots rang out?
No, sir.
Did it take you 30 seconds to drive 100 yards, get out, check, come back, and reverse all the way back? That took you a lot more than 30 seconds, wouldn't you say?
I don't know exactly how long it took. It was a short period of time, a very short period of time.
All right. And would you agree the video is going to be the best estimate of time?
Yeah.
Right? A video doesn't lie, right?
No.
The video wasn't manipulated that you just watched, correct?
No.
The state didn't change anything on it, did they?
No.
And it's got no bias or prejudice, does it?
No.
So you'd agree that's the best evidence for a time frame.
Sustained.
You do agree that at 7:40 you called 911 and hung up, isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Now the next day after this happened, you posted on Facebook about this, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You actually posted that your quote-unquote homeboy didn't make it, isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And you only knew Jordan Davis for less than a month, right?
Yes, sir.
You only knew Leland Brunson for less than a month, right?
Yes, sir.
You only knew Tevin Thompson for about 3 months, right?
No, I knew Tevin Thompson, well, actually, I knew Tevin Thompson since 2010, I believe, 2011.
But you left school while he was there, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You only knew him from the neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
But you were hanging out with him at that time, were you?
At the time that I met him?
In school. You weren't hanging out with him then.
No, 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 not in school.
It was just recently.
Yes.
And you even said that you're not even close with him, correct?
I mean, I'm close with him, but we don't hang out every day.
All right. And you even said that you're not close to Jordan Davis or Leland Brunson. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
But yet you call him your homeboy the next day on Facebook, and you even said, I'm just letting everybody know I'm okay and my truck got shot up, right?
Sustained.
Let me ask this, Mr. Stornes. You produce music and you create music, do you not?
Yes, sir.
That's part of your profession.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it true about a week after the shooting, you created a song about Jordan Davis, right?
Yes, sir.
And you published that to the world on your YouTube channel with your music. Isn't that true?
I'm not sure if I put it on my YouTube channel or not, but I did put it on the internet, yes, sir.
All right. And the name of the song was called Jordan Davis, correct?
I believe so, yes, sir.
All right. And you're smart enough to know marketing. When people were looking up Jordan Davis's name, your song could pop up.
At the time, I wasn't thinking about that.
And isn't it true, you posted it so that you could try to make money from Jordan Davis?
No, sir.
Even though you titled the song Jordan Davis.
No, sir.
And you knew the man for 1 month.
Yes, sir.
And you hung out with him 2 times total, including that night.
Yes, sir.
Now, you talked about the windows in this child lock. We're only talking about the windows, correct? You have to say it out loud, sir, so the jury can hear you.
You, as far as the child lock or the windows, like, are you saying that the
I'm
child lock
talking
is
about
only on the
locks,
windows?
On the windows.
One at a time.
Sorry, Judge. Let me rephrase it. The child locks were on, and you're talking about in your testimony with the state, was for the windows only, correct?
To my recollection, the windows and the doors.
All right. And you never told that to the police, isn't that true?
I'm not sure if I did.
Matter of fact, they didn't even ask you about the child locks on the car, isn't that true?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I couldn't give you an accurate answer on that.
Now, you said you looked over and you could see my client mouthing something, correct?
Yes, sir.
You couldn't hear what he said, is that true?
That's true.
Right, you couldn't hear anything Mr. Dunn said, true?
True.
And matter of fact, the music was so loud in your truck you couldn't hear anything that Jordan Davis was saying, isn't that true?
I don't know how loud the music was when I got back to the car.
All right, was it loud enough where you couldn't hear Jordan Davis cursing and yelling at Mr. Dunn?
I don't know.
You
I
can't recall?
didn't hear him yelling or cursing at Mr. Dunn, no.
And
But
was the music turned up at that time?
yes, it was.
All right, and when you looked over, was the music still up?
Yes.
And in your truck, you have dark tinted windows, don't you?
Yes. They're legal tint, but they're, yes.
But they are the darkest legal tint you can have, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is at night,
Yes, sir.
all right, in front of a gas station parking lot, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Dunn doesn't have tinted windows, correct?
Not to my knowledge.
And you never heard Mr. Dunn say anything at all?
I never heard him, no.
Now, when you went down to homicide, you actually could see Tevin Thompson giving his statement on the little video monitor when they put him in the room. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And you told Tevin that, right?
Yes, sir.
And that was before you gave a statement to police?
I think so, yes, sir.
All right. And then they put you in that room after Tevin and you gave your statement. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
Did they ever ask you to record it, either by a hand recorder or video?
No, sir.
Did they ever ask you to write it down?
I don't think so, no, sir.
Okay. Did they ever give you an oath to tell the truth like you did today with the clerk?
I'm not sure.
Did they ever give you the oath to tell the truth like when we took your deposition?
At the time that I was giving my statements,
To the police, yes.
I'm not sure. I don't remember or not.
Okay. And again, you don't even recall writing anything down about that, correct?
I don't remember.
And how much time did the homicide detectives take talking to you when you were at their office in that little room?
I'm not sure exactly how long it was.
10, 15 minutes?
I don't know.
Well, in terms of your testimony today, shorter?
I have no clue.
So as we sit here today, you have no recollection of how long you talked to the officers about what you've just testified to today?
No, sir.
Now, matter of fact, when you got back in the car, you never even saw any argument going on between Mr. Dunn and Jordan Davis. Isn't that true?
You said when I got back in the car?
When you got back in your truck at the gas station?
Did I ever see any argument between Jordan Davis and Michael? No,
Yes,
sir.
Mr. Dunn.
No, sir.
Matter of fact, when you came out of the gate gas station, you had to turn to the right and walk directly in front of my client's car, correct?
Yes.
You had a clear view right into his car. It wasn't tinted windows, correct?
If I was to look, yes, sir.
Right. Matter of fact, was he doing anything that drew your attention?
My attention wasn't focused on him, so no, nothing that drew my attention, no.
Right. He wasn't screaming, wasn't pounding the steering wheel, nothing like that?
Not that I could hear, no.
Not looking back with his hands out the window, yelling at anybody in your truck, right?
As I was walking past, no.
Right. And even when you got into the car, you opened the car and you said you did a little dance to the music, right?
Yes.
So at that point, you had no idea anything was going on between Mr. Dunn and Jordan Davis. Isn't that true?
Correct.
And it wasn't until you got in the car and then Tevin decided to tell you what was going on, correct?
He told me, hey, let's go.
Right. And now, did Tevin seem panicked when he said to you, let's go?
He wasn't, not panicked. He was just, as a normal, hey, let's go,
Right. And did Leland Brunson seem panicked and tell you, hey, let's go?
No.
Right. And isn't it true? Neither of them told you, hey, man, this guy's got a gun. We got to get out of here.
No.
Is that true?
That's true.
Right. And there were no signs of a physical altercation or verbal altercation from Mr. Dunn to Jordan Davis. Isn't that true?
Not that I can see, no.
And even when you saw him mouth words, he didn't look angry, right?
He did look angry, but I didn't know what he was saying or anything.
But he wasn't yelling.
I couldn't hear him, so I don't know if he was yelling or not.
Even facial expressions. You could tell if someone's yelling at you, even if the sound's off.
I mean, yes and then no. I seen his mouth moving, but I couldn't tell whether he was yelling or talking at a normal voice.
Now, you said that Mr. Dunn aimed the gun at you. Is that correct?
He pointed the gun towards my car.
Right. He didn't aim it at you. True?
I don't know if he necessarily aimed directly at me, but I know it was pointed towards my car.
Right. And matter of fact, you have tinted windows, so he wouldn't even know where you're sitting in the car other than assuming where the seat is, correct?
I mean, looking at the car, you know where all the seats are, so yes, you would know where I'm sitting.
And that's because you guys were lined up. Driver's seat, passenger seat, and then Mr. Dunn's vehicle is below you because he's in a Jetta and you're in a Durango, correct?
Yes, sir.
But all in a straight line?
Depends how you say a straight line.
Well, right across from you. If you look to your right, like you are right now, Tevin Thompson was to your right,
Yes, sir.
and to Tevin's right was Mr. Dunn.
Yes, sir.
All right. And he was just a little bit lower because it's a Jetta, correct?
Yes, sir.
And matter of fact, when you backed out, you backed around Mr. Dunn's car and then drove straight out of the gate gas station. True?
I don't remember exactly how I backed out or backed around his car or not, but yes, I did back out. So I would guess that yes, I backed around his car and went forward.
Now, when you pull out and you finally stop the car in the other plaza, are you saying you didn't open any doors except your own to get out of the vehicle?
I don't remember whether I opened any other doors or not.
Okay. You just don't recall?
No, I don't recall.
All right. How about Tevin Thompson? What was he doing?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Well, where did he go? Did he get out? What did he do?
To my recollection, he was still in the vehicle.
All right. So you're saying Tevin never even got out of the vehicle?
Not that I
Tevin
know
Thompson.
of. Not that I know of.
And did you ever see Mr. Dunn's vehicle leave and then go out on South Side?
I never seen his vehicle leave, no.
No?
No.
Was there any discussion with Tevin Thompson saying, oh my God, there's that guy who just shot at us, there's his car? Any discussion with Mr. Thompson about that?
No.
And as far as you recall, he never even gets out of the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
All right. And in that, that's when you call 911 and hang up. Fair to say?
I don't know if that's the exact moment, no, I don't know.
But you know from your records, you recall it was 7:40 p.m., true?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you get back, do you get out of the car and ask Miss Ickes to call 911?
I believe I got out of the car and asked if anyone was on the phone. I don't remember exactly how I said it or anything, but I do remember making a statement about, help.
Okay. But you didn't call 911 at that point?
At that point, no.
And you had the phone in your hand still, correct?
I do not know if the phone's still in my hand or not.
All right. Where was your phone then?
I would guess either in my car or in my pocket, or I don't know.
And again, you made phone calls that night where we went through some numbers that you don't even recognize the numbers that you called. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And that was right after the shooting took place. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And matter of fact, your aunt came up to the scene with, I believe, your cousin and was standing in the plaza. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And you learned of that later, correct?
That they came to the scene?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you see them that night?
Yes, I seen them that night.
All right. And then you had to go inside the gate gas station because that's where they want all the witnesses to go, correct?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Now, you knew Mr. Davis was shot in the back of your vehicle when you were stopped at that plaza, correct?
Yes.
So then why not call 911 and stay right there?
I just wanted to get to someone that could help. I don't know. My first instinct was to go to the brightest place, the place where I know there's a person that can maybe help us.
Well, you're in a parking lot that's open to the public, correct?
Yes.
People are there in the parking lot, correct?
I don't remember seeing anyone in the parking lot, no.
So you're saying no businesses were open and no other cars were present?
There were other cars and businesses present, but I don't remember seeing anyone in particular, like a body standing around or anything.
And at that point, you didn't call 911?
At the point where I was stopped in the plaza?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I'm not sure at what point I had called 911. I remember it was at 7:40, but I don't remember exactly where it was or.
Did you tell Tevin to call 911?
I remember saying we need help, someone call 911, but I don't remember saying Tevin, call 911 like that, but.
Well, when you asked someone, call 911, were you still in that plaza?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
Let me ask you this. Were you terrified at that point?
Yes, sir.
Had you ever been shot at before in your life?
No, sir.
Had you ever been around gunfire like that before?
No, sir.
Is it fair to say it shook you up?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say you were in a panic?
Yes, sir.
So when you got out, are you screaming, call 911, someone call 911, or did you say it as softly and calmly as you just did?
At the moment, I know I wasn't talking soft and calmly. I was in a panic. I was all over the place. I was just in a panic. I remember running around the car, like just not knowing what to do, and I ran back around the car and got in and backed up to the gas station.
And you only live a few minutes away from that gas station, correct?
No, I lived downtown.
How long would it take you to drive there?
Maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
All right. And besides your aunt, who else was in that plaza that came up there that night you were standing there?
That I knew, just my cousin.
And where does he live?
He lives here in Jacksonville.
How close to that gas station?
At the time, I believe he stayed on Southside Boulevard.
So he was right down the street?
Yes.
He was there fairly quick?
Yes, sir.
I was one of the people you called?
Yes, sir.
Among some of the others you can't remember, correct?
Only called 2 people, and that was my aunt and my cousin.
You did make other calls that night, correct?
I believe I made one other call that night.
Okay. Were you also texting people?
I'm not sure.
Judge, I don't have anything further.
Mr. Guy.
Mr. Stornes, when you got out of the car in the plaza, did you take anything out of your car?
No, sir.
Did you like, for example, did you take a shotgun and like shove it under a car that was in the parking lot?
No, sir.
Did you try to throw it out on the Southside Boulevard?
No, sir.
Did you put it in the bushes?
No, sir.
Did you take anything at all out of that car when you got out?
No, sir.
Did you see anybody else do that?
No, sir.
Did you see anybody throw anything out of the car?
No, sir.
When you called your aunt, what's her name again?
Lily Billingsley?
Okay, and I think the Dodge Durango is actually in her name, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you call Lily Billingsley and ask her to come down and pick up a shotgun that had been removed from the car and take it out of the parking lot?
No, sir.
Did you call her to ask her to come down there and take anything?
No, sir.
Did you call your cousin and ask them to come down and remove something from the parking lot?
No, sir.
Was there any type of weapon, to your knowledge, in that car, your car, that night?
No, sir.
You were asked about the period of time that you spoke with the detectives downtown. Did you have somewhere to be? I mean, were you looking at your watch thinking, gosh, this is really taking a long time. I need to get home.
No, sir.
Did you know when you were downtown that Jordan Davis was dead? Did you know that yet?
No, sir.
When did you learn that?
After we went through the photo spread.
Did he look okay when they put him on the ground?
No, sir.
Is the reason you didn't continue your call with 911 because Tevin Thompson or someone else was already on the phone, to your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And I believe you said on cross-examination that the reason you drove back to the gate because it was the brightest spot and had help.
Yes,
My
sir.
question to you is this: when you got back there, was it well lit?
Yes, sir.
Did help come?
Yes, sir.
You were asked about the testimony that you watched yesterday, and you said parts of it. Explain to the jury what you meant. Was it a perfect feed through the device that you were watching it on, or how did that work?
No, sir. I was watching it on my computer, but my computer kept buffering the video, so it kept cutting off, and I would have to try and refresh and reconnect my internet to get it to come back on, so I only seen bits and parts of everything.
When you didn't see the driver, the shooter, you couldn't hear what he was saying.
No, sir.
Is that right? Did you see his mouth move?
Yes, sir.
How did he look when his mouth was moving? Did he look happy? Did he look bothered? Did he look angry? How did he look?
He looked like he wasn't in a good mood.
And you were asked about a song
Yes, sir.
that you wrote.
Yes, sir.
Did you write a song for Jordan Davis?
Yes, sir.
Did you write that song so that people would buy it? And
No,
you
sir.
You could make money off of it?
No, sir.
Were you trying to profit off the 17-year-old's death who had been riding in your car?
No, sir.
Why did you write the song?
I wrote the song as a memorial to Jordan. Like, if you met Jordan and know Jordan, he had a big heart. Like, just off meeting him, you know, you can get a vibe of what type of person he was. So that was my reason for writing the song about him.
Judge, that's all I have.
May he be excused?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stroller?
Yes, John.
Thank you, Mr. Stornes. You're excused.